So we're here first of all to review round 4, Ed, and we had some very interesting results in this particular round. We're going to start this week with Group B, and we had the Raps and Owler played out a really high scoring game, 326 to 124.
Yeah, I think it worked out as a point a minute, did it, Peter? About 62 points, you know. It was a really good game. Owlert were there till the last 10 minutes, and the Raps got their running game. I thought the switch of Kevin Foley to full forward bore fruit for the Rapparees. I think it was a key switch, but what a performance by Liam Ryan, 3 points, and equally what a performance by Rory Jacob, 5 points from play. I thought Owlert really went at the Raps, for the first 50 minutes.
And there was a good spread of scorers on both sides. It wasn't just a case of one man on either team dominating. There was a lot of different guys chipping in.
Yeah, no, sure. Peter Murphy scored 1-3 and Garrett Sinnott got on the scoreboard. And, they were, as you said, they were all on the scoreboard. And Lenny Connolly scored 2-1, I think. The Raps looked very good in the last 10 minutes. Particularly when Jack Kelly came on, they got their running game going, and they were very good in that last 10 minutes.
And Crossbeg, Ballymurn and the Shelmaliers then.
Yeah, local derby, and I did say it would be closer than what everyone thought, and fair play to Crossbeg, Ballymurn. They played really well on the night, and their high work rate, their half-back line, Paddy Foley, and Mark Byrne and Brodie Murphy are playing really well, and Seamus Carroll played really well also. So, Ballymurn are into the quarter final, and fair play to them, they deserve every bit of it.
And the Shells, they're qualified now with the way the other games results worked out, but things haven't gone overly smoothly for them yet. They've only 2 wins from 4 games.
Yeah, look at the 2 games they've lost. They lost to Ferns, they lost Joe Kelly to 2 yellows early in play, and I thought the Shells played really well in that, so they had performed in 3 out of 4 of their games. And look, let's not take anything away from Crossbeg Ballymurn. They were very good on the night, and when they're in that type of form, it's very hard to beat them. And so, but the Shells will be dangerous in the quarterfinals now, Peter.
And finally then, before we tuck into the chips, we have Ferns and Rathnure, 225 to 219, the exact same scoreline as the 2 sides played out last year.
That's unbelievable. Like when I checked that's just unbelievable. Such a high scoring match to have to replicate it 2 years in a row. Rathnure played really well in the second half, and they didn't die this time, but Benny Jordan shot the lights out. Dermot Doyle got going in the second half, and Jack Redmond was a real leader for Rathnure. The way people are saying Rathnure don't have leaders, well, I think Jack is a leader with the way he's performing. And special mention to Stephen Martin. He held Oisin Foley scoreless last week. He held Paul Morris to a point. So he's playing really well, but the match against Owlert now is a big one.
Well, we'll get on to that one later on, but just to update on the group then, the way it currently stands as we go into the final round of games in Group B. So Ferns are top of the table on 8 points and a score difference of plus 15, and regardless of their result of the weekend, they're going to be top of the group. In second place at the moment is the Rapparees on 6 points and a score difference of plus 17. Crossabeg are on 5 points in third place and a score difference of plus 5. And the other team who are definitely qualified for from this group are the Shelmaliers on 4 points and a score difference of plus 17. So the 4 that have already qualified, it's already sewn up, are Ferns, Raps, Crossabeg and the Shells. Now the Raps, Crossabeg and the Shells can all finish in any order, 2nd, 3rd or 4th. And then in 5th place we have Owlert on 1 point and a score difference of minus 25, and Rathnure are at the foot of the table on a score difference of minus 29. They play each other in the last round. A draw will do Owlert. Rathnure need to win, Ed. And last year there was only, I think, 1 team guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals going into the last round. We know the 4 that are going through in this group.
Yeah, look, the big game in the group, unfortunately for the 2 superpowers of Wexford Hurling, is Owlert and Rathnure. And you mentioned the draw. Well, a draw is when you're 2 points behind, you can go for a draw then. So that, it mightn't look like an advantage, but it actually is an advantage.
Group A then, Ed, is a different kettle of fish altogether. It's very tight. We don't know yet. We know that St Martin's and Nevena are through, but we don't know yet who's going to join them. St Martin's had a big wide margin victory over Aldgate.
Yeah, level at half time. Aldgate played really well, and then Jack Rett got 2 yellow cards, and Darren Codd came into the game, Rory O'Connor came into the game. But I felt that 3 of the Martins backs, you know, even though Joe Coleman scored 4 great points, he had a great game. But I thought Owen O'Leary, Conor Farman and Philip Dempsey were the launching pad for the Martins in that second half. I thought they were really good, the 3 of them were.
And from an Aldgate point of view,
Yeah, Joe Dunn played well, and I thought Aaron Duggan made quite a few saves. You know, I know he made a mistake in the first half, but he's a very good goalkeeper. So Aldgate definitely played well in the first half, there's no doubt about it, but when they were a man down, they were under severe pressure.
Yeah, and the Martins used it very well, used their spare man and moved the ball well.
They've probably the best use of the ball in the county when they're on form, you know.
And the next game then was Naveena against Lynn, 3-12 to Naveena, 1-7 at Lynn.
Yeah, terrible conditions as well, and you know, a pretty low score from Lynn, and when you consider that Rowan White got 1-1 of that, you know, but Jared Dempsey and Conor O'Mahony and Mark Fanning are playing really well this year, you know.
Their guys were mentioned every week as having played well, like, so they are being consistent.
Yeah, but you know, Lynn will fancy themselves in this match against Aldgate.
And Gorey then, a bit of a blip against St Martin's.
Yeah, a bit of a blip, but the Martins were very good on the night, as you know, and all Gorey are a serious team, Peter, and you know, Conor MacDonald came out the field again. You know, he seems to be coming out the field. Of course, he's been man-marked inside so tightly, and Charlie McGuckie in wing-back is a revelation for Gorey. And I tell you, Keane O'Tuma is very consistent. He didn't start the first match, but he's playing really well the last 3 games.
And then the final game, Fight Harriers and St Anne's, 13 points to Fight Harriers, 11 points to St Anne's. Again, wet, tough conditions. Yeah,
tough conditions, and the Harriers, what were they, 3 points up at half time and ended up winning by 2. It was probably a 5 or 6 point win, but they fought so hard in the second half, and Richie Keogh was really good, Josh Shield was really good, and I thought Scallon done a great job on Liam Oak, you know, and of course Chin got 2 great points and he broke through one time and went for a goal, but Clancy got the same chance and he put her over the bar. So a great spirited performance from the Harriers, you know. And the Anns, of course, the Anns, we have to say, have been through so much trauma in the last few days, you know, with the death of Noel, Lord of mercy on him, and you know, that was hard for the Anns to play tonight, but Aidan Rochford was outstanding tonight. I thought he was brilliant, and you know, Shockman is a very good player. I just think Andy Kennedy, I think there's potential there with Andy Kennedy in the goal to go a step further in his career. I think there might be an inter-county goalie in that man.
So that's 2 years in a row now the Harriers have had to pull a result against St Anne's in round 4 out of the bag, and they've managed to do so.
Yeah, and again, it was a really close game, so you know, they just must have the Anne's number for some reason.
So the standings as they currently are in this group, as I said at the start there, St Martin's and Gorey are already qualified. They're both on 6 points. St Martin's have a plus 34 score difference and Gorey have a plus 18 score difference. In third place then is St Anne's, who are on 5 points and a score difference of plus 7. In fourth place we have Aldgate on 3 points, a score difference of minus 16, and they're ahead of the Harriers on the fact that they've beaten the Harriers, who have 3 points and a score difference of minus 10. And propping up the group at the moment then is Linbarntown, who have 1 point and a score difference of minus 33. And all teams can still qualify. St Anne's can finish anywhere from 1st to 5th, and obviously St Martin's and Gorey are going to be happy enough going into the last round that they're at least qualified at.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to think that the Anns haven't qualified on 5 points. And remember, I think one of the county finals they got to in 2019, they were only on 3 points and they got to the quarter final.